In the summer of 1967, the United States Air Force began Project Heavy Green. Heavy Green was a top secret program to place a TSQ-81 special radar system atop a mountain in northeastern Laos. The mountain, called Pati with the designation Lima Site 85, was located only 125 miles from downtown Hanoi. Lima Site 85 was also about 20 miles south of the North Vietnamese border, so it was in a perfect location to guide F-105 fighter bombers to targets in North Vietnam and in Laos. This video shows the early construction of Site 85. As you see here, alongside the mountain, the building of the trailers, and to the right, you can see the Lima site that was at the lower part of Pati, where the CIA operations area was at. As you look at this video at this point, you are looking towards North Vietnam to the north and east, swinging across the western face of Phu Pati at an elevation of about 5,400 feet. And again, as the video pans out, looking further towards the east, you see the beautiful valleys and the remoteness of this part of northeastern Laos. And here you see again the construction of the TSQ-81 located right alongside the cliffs. That is the housing area, the living quarters on the right. Now you are looking at the operational buildings, still not completed yet. Later on we'll show you what they look like once the radar was affixed on top of the building. But again, these are the living quarters on the left, then moving up to the top of the facility, again alongside the cliffs, where the diesel generators were located, where there was a tactical air control navigation system known as a TACAN on the left. Here we come along the western face of Pati again, and over to the right, the very, very steep cliffs going down about 2,000 feet. And coming up, you will see a camouflaged box with a cylindrical object on top. That is the Tactical Air Control Navigation System, the TACAN. Here you see now camouflage netting that was placed over the facility. Now the completed radar dish on top where the TSQ-81 radar was located. And again, this gives you some sense of the cliffs alongside where the buildings were placed. And again, in the background, you can see the landing strip and the CIA operations area. Now, as it pans further along, you can see the western cliffs again. These were the cliffs that the North Vietnamese scaled on the evening of 10 March 1968 in the fatal assault on Phu Pati. And again, swinging around, you can see a little bit more of what the living quarters look like on the right. The operations area again, where you can see the electronics and the radar on the left. This is the TACAN hidden behind this radar netting, camouflage netting. This is looking down at the trail that led from the TSQ-81 operations area that led down the mountain many hundreds of yards down to where the landing strip, the Lima site, was at. It was the resupply area where Air America flew in, and where there were also from time to time U.S. Air Force rescue helicopters, and where the CIA operations area was located. These are some of the local security people that are located, that were located at the facility at the time. Again, this gives you a very good idea of the vegetation in the surrounding area of Site 85 of the Heavy Green operations area. This pans in a little bit more to show you a village area that was located near Site 85. Again, this is an area where the Hmong people, that is the Hmong that were assigned not only to provide security for Site 85, but the Hmong villagers who have traditionally lived in this part of Laos for many years. Here we see some video of inside the radar vans themselves. These are where the Air Force technicians worked, where they controlled and sent instructions to the F-105 fighter bombers that were controlled by the Heavy Green program in Laos. The larger system, called the MSQ-77, also known as Combat Sky Spot, was also successfully used in South Vietnam and out of Thailand to direct B-52s. However, the site, Lima Site 85, only controlled F-105s. Here you see from the air what the Lima site at Pati looked like. This is the area that the Air America helicopters, both fixed wing and some helicopters, flew into, as well as the CIA operations area. It's now panning into a close-up, high-level view of the radar site itself. Again, the silver rectangular object is the living quarters. The other objects to the left of that are the diesel generators. It's a little bit difficult to see because of the camouflage netting covering up the radar buildings themselves and the TACAN, but this gives you a very good view of just how steep the drop-off was and how close the facility was located to the edge of the western cliffs of Phu Pha Thi. And again, pulling out, looking down into the valley.